Hi ladies, happy Tuesday. So I wanted to make a quick little video to address some questions that I've been getting, hopefully to make your nutrition with the Portion Fix containers a little bit easier. So one of the questions that I've been getting is, did I eat out at the beginning of my journey? So my journey, I've been on it for a little over 4 years, so I'm just going to backtrack the quickest that I can. Sorry for the lighting, but I'm by my window. So I'm just going to go back 2 years from when I had my son. So in the beginning, I was very motivated to lose the weight because, a lot of changes happen when you have your first kid and, you're stretched in all different kinds of ways and you're just kind of uncomfortable. So I knew that I wanted to be more strict in the beginning, just so that I could, feel good and build up that momentum. So in the beginning, I did not eat out a lot because it's harder to control what you're eating, the ingredients and all that, how it's cooked when you're eating out. So I know that it's hard, and on the weekends you just want to be out with family and friends and your husband, your kids and whatever, and you don't want to cook. But you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice, get to your end goal, and how quickly do you want to get there? Obviously, I never promote really fast weight loss, but I mean, do you want to speed up the process within like a few months and not have to take you a year or 2 years or whatever to lose your weight? So I lost probably like the first 35 pounds in the first 8 months after having Camilo. So I would say that's pretty good, because I did it in a way where I did not feel restricted. I did not feel deprived. I was breastfeeding, so I was eating a lot because I had to keep my milk supply up, but I was still able to lose the first 35 pounds. I've lost close to 50 now, but in an 8-month span since having him, that first 8 months, I would say that's pretty good. And I would not say that it had to do with breastfeeding, because I was not that mom that just breastfed and went back to her, pre-baby body or whatever. The weight loss was very slow in the beginning, and after the 6 months, it kind of sped up. Those last 2 months, like month 7 and 8, and even close to month 9, is really when I started to like lean down and just feel really good. So in the beginning, I did not eat out a lot, partially because I could not control, what containers I was using and the way that the food was cooked. So that's entirely your decision. I could help you more on a one-on-one basis on where you guys can eat out, like my favorite places where I eat out, macro-friendly places where I know that I see colors. Like when I see food, I see colors because I've just been using the containers for such a long time. So when I see meats and chicken and all that stuff, I think of red container. When I see vegetables, I think of a green container. When I see fruits or carbs, I think of a purple or yellow container, so on and so forth. So eventually I want you to be in a place where when you see food, you see colors and you can make an educated decision. You could fill up your plate if you're at a party and know that you have a serving of protein, vegetables, and a smaller serving of carb, whether it's rice, beans, tortillas, a slice of cake, whatever. You know what I mean? Another question that I have been getting is meal prep. So most of you are very busy. All of us are very busy. We have very different busy lifestyles, and if you're not meal prepping, chances are you're reaching for whatever is available, and it's probably not meal plan approved, or it's not going to help you get closer to your goals. And if you're not meal prepping, you're stressed during the week and you're just not prepared. So meal prepping on the weekends takes a lot of energy and effort at the beginning, but it saves you a lot of time and stress during the week. So I would encourage you to meal prep at least 2 days a week. My favorite days are Sundays and Wednesdays, and I meal prep in in bulk. So some of you said that you don't know how to meal prep, so I will share more helpful links to blog posts, like if you're a visual learner, and videos that kind of break down how to meal prep and use the containers. So a lot of you are asking if you have to take the containers with you out. In the beginning, when I was teaching myself how to use the containers, I would carry them with me, and I would carry my eating plan book, because I was really trying to just I had invested in this 21 Day Fix program and I wanted to master it. I'm sorry if this light's gonna bother you. I really wanted to get good at using it because I wanted to get results. So I would carry them with me, and till this day I still do. I use the little blue one for like peanuts as a snack. I'll throw my fruit in the purple container, and for the most part, those are the only ones that I really carry to work in my purse. They're cute little containers, and I can carry a snack in there. So I still encourage you to carry them. There's nothing wrong with pulling them out. People probably have no clue what it is, if they ask, just be like, oh, you know, I'm doing this program and it's teaching me portion control, and that's it. So meal prep, I will share more information on that, but for me, cooking in bulk is really key. So what does that mean? I cook a lot of chicken. I put it all in the oven. I actually like to cook 3 things, and I pretty much do it on a weekly basis, which is chicken, red potatoes or sweet potatoes, and any kind of veggie that I want. I literally like season it all, and I use olive oil, or you can use like, there's like a coconut spray that they sell at the store. Anything that you want to use. You don't even have to use that if you don't want to. Put that all in the oven and I cook it for like 30 minutes at like 400 degrees, and I have this big batch of chicken, a carb, which is a potato, a red potato or a sweet potato, and a veggie. My favorite is broccoli or green beans or asparagus. You can cook in bulk a lot of rice, black beans, pre-cut your fruit. If you like mixed nuts, separate them into baggies, whatever you have to do. I know some girls in the past, they like to make smoothie bags, so they'll put, like the frozen fruit that they're going to use and a lot of spinach, and they'll put them in little baggies, so in the mornings when they have to like be out the door, they just use their almond milk or water, they throw a scoop of Shakeology, and boom, their little baggie, smoothie bag, and you're good to go. You don't have to measure anything. It's already in the freezer, pre-portioned in a little plastic bag. So those are just some examples, and like I said, I'll be sharing more information on meal prep in our group, but when you're meal prepping, you use your containers to measure. So, you don't have enough containers for every meal for like 3 or 4 days. So use them as measuring cups. So I have regular, just the plastic or the glass containers, that you get like pretty much anywhere for food, to store food. And I use like the 3 main ones to measure, which is the red one for protein. I measure out my bulk chicken. I measure out my bulk brown rice or sweet potatoes with the yellow container. And I measure out my green container with any kind of veggie, and I throw it in a bigger one, and that's what I take to lunch to work. Yeah, that's what I take. That's what I take for lunch to work. For breakfast for me, I feel like I don't really have to meal prep because it's pretty much Shakeology every single day. And for dinner, I'm sorry, I cannot talk. We just cook. So for me, for the most part, I just like meal prep my lunches and maybe my snacks, and that's it. But if you're a lot busier and don't have time a lot to cook, and even for dinner, if you get home really late, I would recommend meal prepping for 2 to 3 days worth of food for your lunch and your dinner, and using your containers to measure so that you can reach your goals based on your caloric intake, with all the math that you did in your eating plan book. So I hope that helps. And measuring does not take long. If you're cooking in bulk, if you have like this big thing of beans, big thing of rice, a lot of chicken, steak, whatever you like to cook, for your meat or your protein, your vegetables and your fruit, you use your containers, and you're just measuring, and you're putting them in bigger containers to store into your fridge. So I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to think of another question that I would get, but I would really recommend using that eating plan booklet. If you're a Beachbody On Demand client and you don't have access to that physical book, you can download it as a PDF file onto your computer, print it, and just keep that with you. Like for me, like the first 6 months when I first did the 21 Day Fix like 4 years ago, that booklet was gold for me, because I was trying to teach myself like what is approved, like like what's okay for me to eat, and me still be on track with my goals. So I would pull out that book and I'd be like, okay, like I can eat this vegetable, I can eat this fruit, pretty much any fruit, vegetable, protein you can eat. What you have to be more aware of is like your carbs and your healthy fats. You have to be more aware of like that, because like you want to eat good quality food as well, whole foods. So that's pretty much all I can think of right now. So if you have any other questions, please post them below, and I'd be more than happy to address them in a video if this is easier. And yeah, that's it. Bye.